Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. So The Flash is back in like 5 or so days, I think maybe 4 when you see this video, something around that. But over the past week, we were expected to get another trailer for that episode, the Godspeed episode, like we always do when there is a break that is longer than just like 2 weeks or a week without an episode. But we didn't, which I personally was like shocked by, and it wasn't because I personally wasn't then able to do a video on said trailer or anything like that. I had other videos in line to make. But the fact that the CW was like, nah, let's leave it and not promote one of our most highly anticipated episodes of the season, again, to just make sure everyone knows when we're returning. Well, yeah, that just took me off guard that they didn't even bother to do that. And they didn't even drop another one for Arrow either, which was also a surprise. So yeah, if CW isn't going to do it, then I'll do it right now. The Flash is back on the 16th if you are in America. Arrow's back on the 15th, so set your phone alarms or whatever they are. Now, we could get an extended type promo trailer over the weekend just on YouTube, but I wouldn't bet any money on that, to be completely honest. But I guess keep your eye out for it just in case. But anyway, even though we didn't get the bonus trailer we usually do get, we did get another form of promo material in the form of promo images, which, well, lack a certain somebody, but also contain an altercation between two characters, which in my opinion at least, is a fairly big spoiler. Like, without being vague anymore, it would have been less spoilery to show Godspeed in a promo image than to show this meeting of two other characters. Once again, another weird move. It will be interesting to see if it pays off. But yeah, guys, feel free to leave your opinions and all of that in the comment section down below throughout the video. And I guess if you are hyped for this episode and are looking forward to, Godspeed or Reverse Flash, feel free to leave a like on the video to show support for all of that. But we will just quickly go over the synopsis for this episode again for those that have forgotten it or haven't heard it yet before jumping into the promo images for the episode. After discovering that Nora is working with Thorn, Barry and Iris disagree about how to handle their daughter in the wake of this shocking news. Team Flash isn't sure they can trust Nora, so they go through her journal to find out exactly how she came to work alongside their greatest nemesis. So the first bunch of images included within this promo release for episode 18 are actually some behind the scenes images. And we tend to get these when we have a special director helming the episode. So we got them for episodes with Kevin Smith, Tom Cavanagh, and now Danielle Panabaker. So it is really cool that Danielle gets to take the reins of an episode, and an episode that fans are looking super forward to as well. I mean, I don't think you could really get a better first directing job, if I'm going to be completely honest, when it comes to a Flash episode. So you can see Danielle mainly with Jessica Parker Kennedy, who plays Nora in some of these images, but we do get some locations as well. The main one that many will catch, most likely, is the Time Vault right here. We know we will see Nora go to a time vault in the future that basically looks like a storage room now, but it wouldn't surprise me if we get some scenes in the present day time vault, or even a cleaned out one in the future as well. But yeah, congratulations to Danielle on the directing job. Can't wait to watch the episode. Great achievement. Now in the next few images, we actually see some stuff that we saw in the trailer for this episode, which is of course Nora sitting in her pipeline cell looking all sad, so hashtag sad Nora, I guess. But she is approached by her mother, Iris. Now, as the synopsis hints at, as well as what the trailer for the episode sort of presented, Iris will be the positive side of the spectrum when it comes to the episode and Team Flash diving into Nora's past through that notebook of hers. So Barry is obviously triggered to the max because of Nora and who she has decided to team up with in the future, but it seems that Iris will be the one to try and convince Team Flash to give Nora, I guess, the benefit of the doubt in the situation and take in everything that is brought up in her notebook and place themselves in her shoes, which we as the audience will get to experience as we see those events that are recorded in that notebook. Now, over this season, we have had Iris defend Nora when it came to Sherlock investigating her, which at the time was fairly silly because we as the audience couldn't really side with Iris at all because we knew that Nora was up to something and that Sherlock was completely right in what he was doing. It's pretty hard to side with someone when you know you're going to be wrong. And while this part of the episode with Iris playing the quote-unquote good cop, if you want to call it, in the drama won't make up for those moments earlier in the season, it would still be consistent with how Iris has been this season with Nora, where she is sort of trying to make up for her future self and maybe change their relationship going forward into the future and prevent, what it was when Nora first came back here. But speaking of the future, as I was saying with that notebook, it is going to be filled with different events from the future as well as the present day. And we are going to have a lot of fun going back to those moments in the form of flashbacks that are in the future, so are flash forwards, but still flashbacks because it's Nora's past. Anyway, But to start off the Nora flashback images, we don't actually start with Nora, we start with your boy Eobard Thawne in his cell. And you can tell this is a flashback due to the yellow light in the background. Currently where we last left Eobard when Nora told him about the whole the new Cicada. The red light is actually the one that's outside his cell. And you have to think that there is some reason for the whole red light, or it going from yellow to red. Maybe it gets revealed in this episode, who knows. But Eobard is obviously looking at someone from his cell, and that would be Nora, as well as this other guy next to her who is called Kev Shinnick, but we will come back to him in a second. Now with Nora, it's going to be pretty easy to follow her journey in this episode, as when she has longer hair, it's a flashback, and as we all saw last season in season 4, apart from the finale, she had this longer hair, so it will be interesting to see whether we see her planning to go to, say, the wedding and stuff like that, or if it is just referenced or, something like that. But I am very intrigued to see where exactly we start off with the flashbacks for Nora, because there is only going to be limited time in this episode, so they are going to have to pick the best from the greatest hits, if you know what I'm saying. But as we can see here, once again, we have Nora with that longer hair in Iron Heights, obviously standing in front of Eobard Thawne's cell. But next to Nora is a character called Kev Shinnick. Now, this isn't a character from the comics, but a simple Google search does tell you that there is a guy who did voice acting for The Flash on the Mad show, so like the TV show for Mad Magazine, who was called Kevin Shinnick. So this is probably a reference to that, or it could just be a random coincidence, who knows. In regards to the role of this Kev Shinnick dude, his getup and clothing almost looks like guard clothing, but possibly even like a riot squad type of getup, maybe to deal with metahumans. In this photo, Nora does look like a little bit shook, to use some modern day hip terminology. So it would not surprise me in the slightest if this actually follows Nora's big altercation with Godspeed that ends in well, I'm sure most of you know this by now, the death of her friend or girlfriend or acquaintance known as Leah Nelson, who is another speedster from the comics. We know that Godspeed kills her. There is even a shot of Nora screaming in a car park in the trailer, which is where the Leah death by the hands of Godspeed scene was shot. So it does seem that this scene with Nora coming to Iron Heights with Kev is following all of that. It will be interesting to see whether she comes here on her own accord, or whether this Kev character brings her in to talk to Eobard. The actor who plays Kev did play a prison guard, and I think it was season 1 of The Flash, so they may try and connect that back there, but I don't know if they will. If I had to make a bet, I don't think they will. And the last image to do with Nora is actually her holding the Flash ring, but as we actually find out in the trailer for this episode, it's the reverse Flash ring from the Flash Museum. We do see Nora retrieve it from there. So this is once again Nora in Iron Heights, but this is obviously another visit after that initial one where she is brought there by Kev. I am interested to see how many flashback scenes we get between Nora and Reverse Flash, because with the title of Godspeed, you would expect a decent amount of him in the episode. Bieber knows what his aim in the episode is. Like, what the hell is he trying to do? Is he just trying to kill fellow speedsters, or what's going on? Hopefully that does get explained. But yeah, I am excited to see all the pieces of the puzzle come together in regards to Nora's past and her relationship with Reverse Flash. It's one of the things we have really been looking forward to, and we aren't far away from having all of that laid out in front of us like a big buffet, and we just get to dive in. And the last two promo images are the big spoiler for this drop, and I was very surprised they dropped these over a look at Godspeed, and these are of Barry coming face to face, even though separated by glass, with Eobard Thawne. Now, we knew that Barry would share a scene with Nora in 2049, but we weren't that confident we would get one with Barry and Eobard, and well, these two images confirm that. But yeah, even though it is a bit of a spoiler, it should get most of us hyped. It is important to remember that this is like the oldest version of Eobard we've had on the show. He experienced season 1 and all of that, as well as the Crisis on Earth X events. This is the exact same Eobard from that. And it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if we do get a decent amount of information drops and maybe get his plan explained to us, or at least hinted to us in this scene. But regardless of the content in this scene, it should be great to have these two characters in a scene together, and it should be a very tense one as well, most likely. Now, on the topic of Godspeed and his lack of, just presence in the promo material, I can't really explain that. In the original trailer, I think it was down to VFX. But now it's getting to the point where we didn't get a bonus trailer with anything with him in it. And it's a bit weird. They might release a poster. There is a possibility they might show a poster or a character poster a couple of days before the episode airs. I remember specifically in Arrow Season 2, they dropped a Deathstroke poster. And I think it was before we actually saw Deathstroke's suit in the show. I think they dropped a poster before it was actually on the show. So they could do that with Godspeed, but I wouldn't be putting my money on it, but it could happen. A lot of people have brought up the topic of whether Godspeed will actually be wasted in this episode, and for me personally, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the character, but I hope for the people that watch my channel and are fans of the Godspeed character and just looking forward to him, even if you don't read the comics, just like the look of the character and maybe have heard the story and stuff, if you're looking forward to him, I hope you're pleased. I hope you're pleased. I hope they don't waste him. I hope it isn't like Shade in season 3. Hopefully it isn't just one of those come and go. He's in the episode for like 15 minutes and that's it. The suit looks a bit too expensive for that to happen, but maybe it just looks expensive and it actually isn't that expensive. But yeah, for those that are looking forward to him being on the show, hopefully you're not disappointed. And yeah, because I don't want you guys being upset. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support, as well as if you're just excited for this episode in general. Leave all of your various opinions in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.